we'll go to the main story of the day, is actually Stephanie McMahon has resigned. She tweeted the following January 10th, 2023, quite late in the evening, I think, as well, wasn't it? I won't do the entire thing, but dear WWE Universe, about 8 months ago, I took a leave of absence within a few weeks, unexpectedly had the opportunity of a lifetime. The absence is an interesting story of itself. Privilege to return as the co-CEO and chairwoman of the board of WWE, kind of put into words how proud I am, etc., etc., etc. Very magnanimous. And then now, forever together, Steph. And she goes, and then a few minutes later, WWE brings out the official press release that Vince McMahon is now the new executive chairman. Imagine the timing, would you believe?
Oh, yeah. Well, Stephanie had to get that out there first. She had to beat that out. And I really love the English language because there's so many ways to say something with, like you said, magnanimous words, and they build it up and build it up. And she's so thankful, and okay, we got it, Steph. Go home, enjoy your kids, and be a mama. And I know you've worked hard, and then here comes the news that Vince is bullying his way, and that's basically what he did. He bullied his way back in financially, and threatened them that if they can't do anything without him, regardless of what charges they got on him, regardless of what dirt they have on him. And remember, we talked, was it last week or week before, about being the fly on the wall in WWE offices?
Yeah, last week.
All the people that worked against Vince to get him out, and he knows who they are because he still has his connections there. Because people that are smart will play the two ends versus the middle, which everybody does if you want to keep a job. I mean, if you have some kind of a confrontation at work, or you got to take one side or the other. Maybe not publicly, but in your head, you're saying, "Well, where am I? Are you with the new group, who at this point are unproven? Are you with the old group, who's the one who hired you in the beginning?" So who do you, if you had to bet, who would you bet on? And I would have bet on Vince, but I never would. And I will go on record saying this. I didn't think he'd ever be back because regardless of he had 83% of voting shares or not, he may want to go home. But I found out, no. Well, I didn't find out. I just figured out that he went home to plan a takeover of his own company. Oh, it's great. It's great. I love this.
What is it? Why has Stephanie left twice? Because the first time she leaves of her own accord, I suppose in quotation marks almost, maybe the same as this is in quotation marks, she leaves of her own accord. And then a few days later, there's a public burial in Business Insider, I think, where it calls into question Stephanie's ability to sell advertising and get sponsorship for WWE. This was a role she took from Michelle Wilson when she was fired in early 2020. And apparently the company wasn't happy with her, and they weirdly make that public, which I find it so weird. Do you think there's a bit of trouble between Vince and Stephanie personally, where they've actually had a fallout?
She's his daughter. Being his daughter, it soothes a lot of hurt feelings. No matter what she did, she could go out and shoot somebody on the street. Vince is not going to disown her. She's his daughter. And there's all kind of ways to fix stuff. Vince, and I don't know if that's it or not, the wording of when she went home, she has failed to sell proper advertising or enough.
Yeah, this was in
that surprises me.
Yeah,
because you usually don't see the reason why they were let go. Usually, they go home for personal reasons, or they just leave. So you all you really want to do in that communique, or that little blurb you put out, is to tell people that Stephanie's not here anymore.
Well, then that clearly makes it seem like she's got at least one enemy within WWE higher up.
And
who is it?
Again, they know who that enemy is, and whoever that enemy is, Vince knows, Stephanie knows, because AAA, everybody probably knows. And that enemy, that whoever put that out or worded that that announcement like that, they may be looking over their shoulder, maybe not for long. And they say Vince is going to come back. He's not going to be in creative. And where else is he not going to be?
In the office, apparently.
Well, he don't want to be in that office, probably. He's probably living off his cell phone anyway. And he's probably got a secretary traveling with him all the time. Or wherever he is, she's right there, or he's right there. So he doesn't need to be in his office. So, but tremendous. I love this story. I can't talk about it enough.